exam scores are up here. No, you're not. Your unit exam scores are up here. Hi, Christian. Your unit exam scores are up there. Hey, did you get them? Okay. I texted him. I don't know.
That's the first time it's been this entire session.
Hi. Your unit exam scores are right here on the bulletin board. Okay. I'll let him know. Okay.
That's supposed to be the rock shit.
It's supposed to be, yes.
It looked like a big old worm.
We're missing fire. I already judged them on Friday. Oh, he's not wearing a belt, so he can bring me his marble card. What? Come here.
He's uncomfortable. I don't know. It's not wrong. Oh, shit.
Marble card.
Miss?
That's an automatic detention for
Hey,
today.
hold on.
No. He'll get his own. Don't worry about
Yeah,
him.
but
Worry about you.
Miss Leon?
Yes.
Is that camera on?
Yes.
That's not fair. For real. I was rushing out of my house and I forgot my belt.
Okay, so then you can go to your office and get a zip tie, but it's still going to be an automatic detention. You should know this by now.
What are you talking about?
You should know this by now. It's an automatic
It's an
detention for
automatic
not having
detention.
your belt.
No, how? Where's that?
Because it's not fixable.
Bro, what?
Bro. I'm not your bro.
How's it automatic detention for a
It is an
belt?
automatic detention
For a belt?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That was just the mirror.
No, you can go to the front office and get a zip tie.
He can't get detention, he has to take care of his kid.
Yeah, that's the mirror.
Miss Kira?
Yeah.
That's just the mirror.
She just opened it.
'Cause I
I asked
don't have a
Kira
kid. I don't have a kid, so that's
Okay.
embarrassing.
Hey, yo, how's
Hey, Christian and Freddie, hush.
This is your icky workout?
Yes.
So small. Yeah, y'all should be getting 100s because like.
Yeah,
it's
we
really
do.
small.
Look at the grades.
Y'all should.
I think actually.
Yeah, y'all really do get 100s.
So you have an automatic detention today. You can
I can't come to the.
Then you have an extended detention on Wednesday.
What? I have work on Wednesday. I can't.
Prioritize.
I'm about to talk to the dean soon about that.
Okay, you can go talk to the dean of students. Bye.
That's why I don't mess with those belts. I mean, those pants.
Busy. Super busy.
Chili.
I went to my brother's football game. I went to College Station to visit my sister. I graded all your unit exams. What did I get on my checker? No, don't.
The football team.
No, they lost.
Oh, they also.
Alright. So, sorry about that. Wear your uniform like you're supposed to, and you won't have detention. So,
I didn't know it's automatic. I thought it was the marriage.
it's
They
a-
just get a zip tie.
no, it's an automatic detention for things that can't be fixed. Like a belt. Alright. We did the zip tie stuff like at the beginning of the year to get you in the habit of wearing your belt, and then Anyway,
I didn't do that last year.
alright, so today marks the new unit. We are now looking at Unit 2. So first off, your unit exam scores were overall really well. Your free responses were not the best
I still did good.
because you guys forgot how to work with matrices and word problems. So it was the griddable that you guys did not do well on. It was part C and D of the free response.
I left one side, right?
Yep, that's the side I'm talking about. So,
The other side.
what I want to make sure you guys are aware of is that I don't usually give back unit exams, ever. So if you're wondering, like, when am I going to get it back, the answer is never. You can see how you did if you want to come in during lunch to just, like, see where you did or did not earn points on your free response, you can do that. But in terms of, like, me giving you back your test for you to keep, it's not gonna happen. So just be aware of that. I think those are all the announcements I have for this class. Questions on the unit exam? Any? No? Okay. Huh? A reward for what? No. I expect you to do well. In a group of 4, if we're not doing well, that is an issue. Alright, so we have new material, and today, actually this whole unit, we are working on modeling with algebra. This first part, notice it says part 1, there are 3 parts to modeling with algebra.
I didn't know.
Yeah, it's a new
That
one.
is just.
Nope, it's a new one. Alright, there are 3 parts to modeling with algebra.
Keep to them?
Yes, keep it. Alright,
Oh, jeez.
so if we look at the calendar, we will notice that we do not have school on October 6th or October 9th.
Cool. Why?
October 6th is a content team day and October 9th is Columbus Day.
Oh,
So we are observing that day. Now, if you also notice, we have SAT prep for 2 days. So that is especially important for you two, because I don't know if you guys are taking the SAT
Oh,
on October 7th. You are? Okay, so it benefits you and we're all gonna do it with you. It benefits you all for December. So, we are doing SAT prep on Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday, I will not be here on the 5th, October 5th.
Oh,
Oh no, I know, so
no.
sad.
Fine.
Because I am taking a trip for my birthday.
Where
This
you
is
going?
planned in advance, Florida, Harry Potter World.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
I did tell you all about that during one of our
You gonna buy
circles.
me something?
No,
Why not?
no,
Give you money.
no,
Yeah, we give you money.
no.
At least one of the Mickey Mouse guys.
Harry Potter
Oh, yeah.
World and
I
not
did.
Disney. So anyway, because of that, we're doing SAT prep. I'm gonna leave behind like things for you guys, just practice tests for y'all to work through. Seniors, if you want, excuse you, no you're not. If you want an additional practice test to work on this Friday, just let me know by this Wednesday so I can give it to you. So Friday, if you want another practice test to work on, just let me know and I will print one and give it to you with the answer key and everything.
Why me?
Hmm?
Why me?
Because you're for sure taking it
Why not?
on the 7th. You are? Oh, you didn't say anything. So you two, if you want an additional practice test to work through, just let me know and I'll print it. So that you have one more to try before we get to the actual test. Let's see. Do I have anything else for you? Oh, okay. So the 12th, college fair. Now, well, on the 11th, we have a senior culture day here on campus. I'll let you guys know what that looks like, hopefully at Family Gathering this Thursday. But on Thursday, this college fair, it's the one where we go to NRG and you guys just like roam around. I am still planning a lesson for that day because usually when we leave during fourth period. So if that is the case, then we are still learning on that day. If not, then I will adjust parts of the lessons so that we can still take this quiz on Monday. Alright. And this unit, just like the last unit, will make up your grade for the 6 weeks. Do your problem sets, because if you don't do them, then our grades are significantly lower than what we would like. Questions on the calendar? Alright, cool. Let's jump in. Yeah, and then 2 days of like.
But you got work, don't you? So,
Alright,
you don't.
so lesson 1. We're gonna do a quick review of things that you guys should have learned in, I don't even know what classes these are. Algebra 1, Algebra 2. So you guys did a lot with slopes and equations of lines.
Oh yeah, Mr. Marjorie. He's a bad teacher.
Don't be rude. So, as a reminder, whenever we talk about slope, we use the variable m. When we talk about slope on a graph, you guys learn this as rise over run.
Oh yeah.
When we were looking at a data table, we learned it as change in y over change in x. And if you're just given 2 points, you guys learn this as y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All of these are equal.
I remember this. I understand
All right. For the equations of lines, for a horizontal line, we have y equals k. For a vertical line, we have x equals k. And in both of these, k is a constant. A constant just means a number. So I'll put that in parentheses. So for instance, y equals 5 or x equals -2. Yep, k is a constant. Slope-intercept form is the very first equation of a line that you learn, and that is y equals mx plus b. Where m is our slope, and b is your y-intercept. No, I smell something too, but I don't know what it is. Can you check the air thing and make sure that it's not on warm? Because if it is, usually that's what makes it smell. Is it all the way up?
It's on cooler.
Okay, then no. I don't know what it is in.
5. Yeah.
Let's not.
I'll get online.
Alright.
Watch the school burn.
No, child. You So for point slope form, we have y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. The way we are going to talk about it is y equals m times x minus x1 plus y1. So all I did was add the y1 over to the other side to get this form. For the point slope form, m is our slope, and x1, y1 are the not the y-intercepts, a point on the line. It doesn't hurt, right?
That one print. Twice as big, and 5 used to be whatever it takes, right?
Is it the projector? No? I'm a little worried now. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at this first practice problem. What I want you guys to do is read through the problem and take 2 minutes to answer question A. I'm going to investigate where the smell is coming
That smells good, right?
from. I'm just going to leave the door open.
Spot a cafeteria. Where there's something. This place burns, I'll be the first one,
Child, work on question 1.
I did.
No, you didn't. You have nothing on the paper for part A.
I did. We should check if other rooms are the same. What is this?
Okay. I asked him to come check with us. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Alright. So we need 2 things to model the equation in point slope form. Or sorry, slope intercept form. What do we need? What are the 2 things that we need in order to be able to write a slope intercept form? It's okay to look back at your notes, right? Okay, we need a slope and we need the y-intercept. So looking at the table, what is my y-intercept? necessarily m, but it is when x is equal to 0. So x equals 0, the y is your intercept. So we know we're gonna have an equation, y equals something x plus 20. What is that something? How can I calculate the slope? How can I calculate the slope?
You check how much is going
Mm-hmm.
from
From them? Okay, so what is this change? Okay, so 150, and what's the change over here for your x's? 1. So 150 divided by 1 is 1.5, right? Alright, so is it the same change the entire way through? So from 21.5 to 23, is that a 1.5 change? This is 1.5? Yeah. What about from 23 to 24.50? Alondra saying yes, this is also 1.5. And then 24.5 to 26, is that 1.5? Hi, Mr. Fine. Do you
Hello.
smell something funky in here?
I smell it in other classrooms, not as much in here though.
Okay.
Thank you though.
Is it
What a small little class.
something that we should be worried about?
I think that we'll probably be okay I don't think we need to evacuate the building. I think it'll be okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alright,
What's the number?
so our slope is 1.5. We'll use 1.50 because we're talking about money, right? So it's $1.50.
Or if it wasn't, then we do 1.5.
Hmm?
Or if it wasn't,
We leave it at 1.5. Alright, so now we have to write the equation in point slope form. So this n1 equal to 2 is really just telling us that this is our x1. So point slope form, we need an x1, and what else do we need? Look at your notes. So point slope form. What are the 3 things that we need for this one? We need the y1, the x1, and the m, right? The slope, the x1, and the y1. So y equals, we calculated the slope up here, that slope stays the same. 1.50 parentheses x minus x1, which is 2, plus y1. Looking at the table, what is the y value that we need to use? So looking at the table above, what is the y value that we are using? 23. How did you get that, Alondra?
Because where the 2 is at, and then 23 is in there.
Perfect. So these are the x's and these are the y's. Question C, using our model, how much money will Cohen earn if he sells 245 magazine subscriptions? So, does it matter which equation I use, whether it's A or B? Alondra saying, Sherilyn, what do you think? Does it matter whether we use the equation in part A or part B? Why not? They are the same thing. There are two equations that look different but still represent the same data table. So, pick whichever equation you want, whether it's the one in part A or the one in part B, and try and figure out how much money will Cohen earn if he sells 245 magazine subscriptions. You have 1 minute. How much do we get?
87.5.
387.5. How'd you get that, Christian?
I plugged in the number.
Into which equation? Into which one?
The X.
Yes, but which equation?
The first one.
The first one? And you got 387.5. Alright. Did anybody use the second equation? Point slope? No, Alondra? Sherilyn? No? Make life easier. Okay. Well, if you would have used it, you still get the same thing. 387.50. Alright. Question 2. Take, let's see, how long do I want you to take? 2 minutes? Yeah, 2 minutes. Read through the problem, because there's something that I want to point out. So just read all of the beginning part right here, the introduction to the problem, and then read question A. So we're not doing any math yet, we're just annotating the problem. Because we're going to use the information that's in the problem up here to calculate stuff.
Why do you know all this calculation while you're
You're not
on
at home.
vacation?
What is key information in the problem that we are given? No, Freddie, in terms of the problem, what is key information that we are given?
I need zeros. Remove the resources. 432.
Thank you. So, freezing point is 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And what else?
So 100 degrees Celsius.
Perfect. There's one other phrase that is important here, and that is that we have a linear relationship. So linear relationship is important for us to know because that tells us that we can use one of the two equations for a line that we talked about earlier. So either the slope-intercept form or the point-slope form. Now, in part A, we are asked to write an equation that represents degrees Fahrenheit in terms of degrees Celsius. So, what this tells us is that your y value is Fahrenheit and your x value is degrees Celsius. The reason why we have to make this connection is because we have to use the appropriate variables. So I can't use x and y, I have to use Celsius and Fahrenheit. Another strategy that we're going to use to talk about linear relationships is to create a table. We're given these values, but we need to figure out an organized way to keep track of them. So if I know that Celsius are my x and Fahrenheit are my y, then for my table, I'm going to mark C and F. So if Celsius is 0, Fahrenheit is 32. And if Celsius is 100, then Fahrenheit is 212. So now this table looks like the table that we had with Cohen, and you can calculate the slope. And looking at this table, do we have a y-intercept? Do I have a y-intercept? So looking at the previous page, what did I say was true about a y-intercept? So I said if x is equal to 0, then the y value is the y-intercept. So if we're looking at this table, do we have a y-intercept? Yeah, it's 32. So we can use slope-intercept form here. So go ahead and take the next 2 minutes.
Doesn't have to do.
Yeah. Well, we're actually gonna switch this problem around to where you don't have a 0. So I'm gonna give you guys about 5 minutes to work through the rest of this problem, and then we'll check back in about 5 minutes to see how you did. You can work together. change it, I wanna change it. See. So Christian, what you calculated was the slope. So we have to put that together with the rest of the equation. And then can you figure out the equation? please?
It's right on.
Here, and then there, and then you do divide them. So there, there's two. And then,
Okay. So the intercept is always when your x is equal to 0. So if x equals 0, the y value is your intercept. So if we're looking at the table, our x here is c, right? We made that connection up here. So because this is 0, my Fahrenheit is 32, my b. Alright. So just to make sure we're on the right track, what did you guys get for your slope? So remember, we have to use the appropriate variables, so that means Fahrenheit is equal to 1.8 times x, right, which is our c, plus 32. Alright, how would you answer question B?
You plug it in,
Plug what in?
it's 22,
Plug in 22 where?
into the C.
Perfect. So that says we're gonna take 1.8, plug in 22, and that should give us a numerical answer. Sherilyn, what do you get?
Simply work.
Perfect. And what are my units here?
Celsius.
We plug in Celsius,
Oh, yeah.
degrees Fahrenheit, perfect. Alright. This actually is true. Like the linear equation that we created actually will work forever. I went to Google and I asked it to to change 22 degrees Celsius into degrees Fahrenheit, and it gave me 71.6. So this linear relationship is true, like for real in the real world. Alright,
If we don't put the little circle, and we just put F, is that wrong?
I don't think so, because I understand the context, but just to be safe, do put the degree symbol. Alright, question C says to rewrite our equation to represent degrees Celsius in terms of degrees Fahrenheit. So what is that telling us?
That y equals C and x equals F.
Perfect. So degrees Celsius in terms of degrees Fahrenheit, we're switching things around. So now, my y is C and the x is F. So what does that mean for our table of values? Alondra, don't answer. What does that mean for the table? Ready? Say that louder. We switch them, yeah. So now F is here and C is here. I can't see that. So now we have 32 and 0 and 100. Oh, dang it, I messed up. That should be 212 and 100. There we go. How does this change the equation of the line that we're going to use? How does this change the equation of the line that we are going to use? So thinking about the two forms that we have, the slope-intercept and the point-slope, which one would we use and why? So again, which equation of the line would I use and why? Okay, so since we can answer that question, I'm gonna give you guys 2 minutes to work through the problem, find your slope, find your equation of the line, and then we'll come back together to see if you can answer which one you used, whether it's point slope or slope intercept and why. So take 2 minutes, work together, so you two and you two, to figure it out. Or do I have to switch it up? No, the people, the partners. Okay, so then work with Christian, Alondra and Sherilyn work together to figure out your slope and which equation you're gonna use. And then be prepared to answer the question why. Because those two things were a part of my question. Get to work, get to work, get to work. Focus. No, you didn't say anything. You just asked what do you think, Christian. So you should say, I think we should do something because something. Because Christian's been writing stuff down while I've been talking. So something's working in his mind. Yep. So it's your job to pull that information out of him.
I would have to memorize this.
is correct. The 32 is also part of it. Alright, so for you, when you ask Christian what he did.
Just handed it to you.
So, because we switched the x's and y's, the slope is going to be different. But your equation is not 100% correct. Okay, calculate the slope, ready? As a different slope.
So this one. This one.
Alright, so let's see if I'm your equation, you can have one. So, which equation are you using? The slope intercept or point slope? Which one? Well, okay. So if we're looking at our equations of lines, these are the two equations that we have, right? Well, this one and this one. This one we use if we have a y-intercept, and we said that you have a y-intercept if your x is equal to 0, right? That's what we said. So, looking at this data table, do we have an x equal to 0? No, we have x equals 32 and x equals 212, but we don't have an x equal to 0. So because of that, we have to use the point slope form. So you guys were almost correct because you wrote, well, let's talk about slope first. You wrote c equals, ideally, you would leave this as 5/9, because that's what your calculator will give you when you plug in 100 divided by 180. But if you choose to use a decimal, then make sure you have at least 3 decimal values. So either 5/9 or 0.556. And then this should be f minus our x1. So which x1 do you want to use, 32 or 212? We can use either one, it doesn't matter. Which point do you want to use? Christian, pick one. 32 or 212?
32.
32, perfect. So, because we do not have a y-intercept, we have to use the point slope. Does that make sense? Alright, what is the temperature of the hotel pool water in Celsius? Yep, that's the last. This is the last problem that we have for today. Let's see. close. If you were to use the fraction 5/9, then you would get 28.3330 degrees. So using the fraction will give you a more accurate result. If you choose to use the decimal value, then for the free response portion of the unit exam, we try to follow through with the work that you did. As long as you have 3 decimal places, then your answer will be correct. Alright, before we move into circles, let's go ahead and turn to page, if I can find it, page 15. So for homework tonight, you should be able to do questions 17, 18, and then on the next page, 20, and the next page, 37. Hush, child. Don't complain. So 17, 18, 20, and 35. And then tomorrow I might add a problem. And then on Wednesday, I'll add 1 problem too. So in total, there should be about 6 to 8 problems for this first problem set. If you're wondering when is it due, there is a calendar that I referred to at the beginning of class that you can look at to determine when this first problem set is due. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and put these away and switch into normal time. Go to the restroom, take care of business. Alright. Don't lose your notes because we will be referring to these several times throughout the year, especially the common assessment review. You need to make sure you keep your notes.
I was doing so well. And that point to when we went to the temperature.